Tuscarora in the fog, here we come.
The dreams and the streams, I find my peace. I'm not lost, I'm exploring, feeling alive with the wind in my hair and the sun in my eyes. I'm not lost, I'm exploring.
Hi everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring. It's Robbie, and today we're going to explore a little bit of the Tuscarora State Park area. It is kind of a foggy day. Let me switch you. So as you can see, it is pretty foggy. It's hunting season, so we're not going to be doing any hiking today, but I need to get out and get some exercise in, and this is a perfect place to do it, so I'll bring you guys along with me. So while I'm here today, I'll show you guys some of the trails, talk to you a little bit about the trails, explain some of the things about the lake here, camping options here, and we'll go over that and try to give you guys some details about the lake, where it came from, why it's here, some of the conservation area or conservation things that are in effect up here, and we'll tour the visitor center, which is up on the hill, and take a look at some of the displays up there. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for coming along. So here we're standing at the entrance to the old log trail. I'll just take a couple steps onto the trail. This trail is 0.3 tenths of a mile. There's no blazes, and it's easiest hiking in the park. It's an old logging road that winds through the forest. It's a slight grade, and it connects to the Laurel and Forest Edge trails, and obviously to the parking area, which we just walked out of. You can see it kind of goes up a little bit. It's a nice trail. We were on here with my kids years ago. This is actually a trail I had mentioned during the Spirit of Tuscarora trail hike that we took you guys on a little bit earlier in, I think it was late spring, early summer this year. But we actually got caught in a thunderstorm, and we actually made it over to the Spirit of Tuscarora trail. Somehow we got through this trail from the old loggers trail onto the Spirit of Tuscarora. Not exactly sure how we did that. It was a long time ago, but it was a pretty cool adventure. Maybe my kids don't think so, but I enjoyed it. So just down from the entrance to the old logging trail, the entrance for the Spirit of Tuscarora trail, and a little kiosk. That's right here. And there's usually maps in here. I've done a Spirit of Tuscarora hike several times. It's a little over 4 miles. There's the trail marker. Pap Noss created this trail, and he still maintains it to this day. Actually, there's several YouTubers out there that have videos who've met Pap along this trail. I believe Walter Zollner, I'll put a link to that video below, ran into him on the trail. And Walter, I'm sure you guys are familiar with his videos. He does an excellent job capturing cinematic footage of everywhere he visits. So that's just a taste of the Spirit of Tuscarora trail. And now we'll head down to the beach area. So in addition to those 2 trails, there's 6 others here at Tuscarora. I'll list the names probably, right here. Just so you guys have that information, and I'll list the lengths of the trails and some more information if they follow certain markers or whatever. So for those of you who are interested in the temperature today, it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or I think 4 degrees Celsius. I'll put that down in the corner too, just so I don't mess it up. Still trying to learn how to do that kind of on the fly. As you head down the road to the beach, there's actually some bathrooms back there. I'll take a walk back just to kind of give you guys an idea. This is a beautiful park. I kind of wish it was a nicer day so you could really get a glimpse of that. I'm sure we'll be back here. This is one of my favorite parks in Pennsylvania to visit. So I believe all these facilities are actually closed this time of year for the winter. It's kind of a warmer day here in Pennsylvania. So curiosity got the best of me a little bit there. I kind of started wandering back on that trail. I'm trying not to do that just in case something would happen to me. I want somebody to be able to get to me. You guys know I've been having some trouble breathing. So one of the things that the pulmonary specialist had suggested was getting out and doing some more walking. And you guys know I love to hike, and I'm sure you've picked up on it, but I didn't get out much late summer. The few fall videos that I did were from the car. So that's why I'm out here today. So I want to kind of stick to the road portions just in case. So all right, so when you're coming down the parking lot, from the parking lot, you can either go straight and that'll take you down to the lake and the beach area. We'll go down there now. Or you can go left, and there's some roads that run along back to some different areas of the park. You can actually walk all the way over to one of the other boat launches. Looks like the water's still kind of low here. Another little building on the way down. I was curious if there was still a payphone in there. There actually is a phone in there. I don't know if it works. Oh yeah, it looks like you can dial 911 yet. There's some other numbers on there. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it still works though, like I said. Hello? Hello? Nope, doesn't work. So as you guys can see, well, maybe you can't see the beach, but you can probably see the signs. The beach is a clean area, which means no smoking. There's no smoking allowed down here. This is kind of a small beach, but it's beautiful. It's definitely in the summer, it's very nice. Like I said, you can't really see very far out there due to the fog. It's kind of got an eerie overtone today. It's funny, with the fog you can barely see the water. I don't know if the camera's even picking it up. See a little dock over there. I don't know if that's pulled in as far as it's supposed to or not. You can just see the water's edge. And then this is the swimming area. Again, you can see the marker. One of the markers is right here. Looks like it's at about 4 feet. And then the other markers, you guys, I don't even think are going to be able to see. They're out there, and it's pretty foggy today. So I'm actually walking along the sand. We were here, my wife and I were here a while ago, and they had this drawn down to do some work on the dam. And it was pretty cool how far out you could walk and see. It was kind of disappointing a little bit, especially if you were up here to hike and see some of the views. But at the same time, it was really neat to get to see, you know, the creek that runs through it, or stream that runs through it. And just get a look at the lake that you wouldn't see otherwise while they were doing that work. Some emergency equipment. Now you can ice fish down here. I've never ice fished ever. Maybe this will be the first year for that. We'll see. But that's one of the popular things down here is fishing. And the fishing is pretty good down here, at least it used to be. Last year, well, this past spring, my son and I were out here fishing, and the only thing we saw were snakes. So there's that little bit of information. Stairway off the beach. I think there's bathrooms, and there used to be a concession stand up here. I don't believe that's open anymore. Yeah, the deck is closed. This has been closed for a little while now. And more restrooms off to the side there. And you'll see all through the park back there in the woods, and pretty much everywhere you look, there's plenty of picnic areas here. Some of the picnic area that's just short distance away from the beach, and then steps back up to the parking area. Very peaceful back here. Hear the rain lightly coming down now. Where are these steps? So I mentioned a little bit about the picnic tables. According to the brochure, there's over 250 picnic tables available for use year-round. And this is one of 2 pavilions that you can rent for a small fee. And they can be reserved up to 11 months in advance. In this area right here, I think this is Pavilion 2. The Pavilion 2 area isn't far from the beach either. All right, so let's hop in the car quick and we'll head over and I'll show you guys some of the cottages and the yurts. Pavilion number 1, right off the parking lot. Parking lot number 1. So we're heading back to the cottage area. Tuscarora does not have RV sites, and they do not have camping site or tent sites. What they do have is 6 cottages. I believe there's 6 cottages. I think they sleep 5 people each, and a few yurts. And I'll try to get you guys a quick view of the yurts as well. We're just coming up on the first cottage now, so I'll flip you guys around. So again, in the summertime, you'd get a much better view than this. It's very foggy. There's some squirrels roaming around back here at the cottages. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's starting to dart up that tree. He's on the other side of the tree now, and I can't see him, of course. So, this is the outside of the first cottage. And I was correct, there is 6. This is basically like Cottage Lane here. I don't know if they actually named the road or not. This is the second cottage. The third cottage you can probably see off there in a little bit of the distance. And then 4, 5, and 6 are just across the road. So in reverse order. 6, 5, and 4. So the 6 cottages sleep 5 people. They have bunk beds, windows, obviously, a porch, a picnic table, a fire ring, electric lights, and outlets. They do not have running water, but I know there is a restroom or a shower area right at the end of the road here. There's that restroom area I was talking about near the camping cottages. And we're heading down to the yurts. There are 4 yurts here. So of course I'm starting in reverse. That would be cottage or yurt number 4. Each one of these 4 yurts have canvas and wood walled tents They also have wooden decks, obviously. They sleep 4 to 5 people in bunk beds, and they have a stove, a microwave, a refrigerator, countertop, tables, chairs, electric heat outlets, a fire ring, not 1 but 2 picnic tables, which is nice when you have a picnic table up on the deck. You can keep the squirrels company. It's pretty cool. Again, the yurts, just like the cottages, do not have running water. But the shower and the restroom is very nearby. They also have a place you can store your lantern, little hook there, hang your lantern on. And this deck is pretty slippery when it's wet, just a FYI. And there's our fire ring. I like those little grills. Sometimes I have mixed feelings about them, but they are convenient to have. I'm sure that's not potable water. This one is a little different. This is an ADA accessible one, so it probably has a ramp back here by the doorway, and I'm sure the door is a little wider. Looks like you have an outlet outside there. You guys see the bird nest right there? So again, the view from these decks is pretty cool. They are kind of close together, but far enough that you still have your own, your privacy back here. And the first yurt, which is going to be our last one today. I haven't had the privilege of renting a cabin or a yurt here as of yet, but that's definitely something I'll be looking into booking. Hopefully this year. We'll see how things work out, but everything's kind of a struggle right now. Again, the shower and restroom is closed due to the winter, and there's a little bulletin board outside of the bathroom area, and usually a map right here. Here's the area around the cottages, and then the yurts are right back here. So it's all very close to the bathroom area. They did a good job locating the bathroom. It's pretty central to both of those locations. So just on a brief tour here, I think I would rather stay in cabin probably number 1, and I think any of the yurts would be great places to stay. They all have that deck area and a good place to relax and unwind after your day of hiking or biking or fishing or boating or whatever recreational activity you choose to do that day. So another thing that's pretty close to the cabins, or the cabin area, and right next to the parking area is a little play park for the children. I took a little trail through the woods to get over to this area, but I'll show you that now. They have some bars you can play on, teeter-totters, some more bars over there, lots of swings. Few slides and some other little smaller, I guess you would call them attractions. The baby swings all the way down there at the far end. So it's a pretty cool little area right here too, especially if you got little ones to explore. So here's the boat launch area. Off to our right from the parking area is another restroom, and you see all those brown storage racks. Those are for kayaks and boats. And same out that way, you see all those little tie-off points. So back up that road right there actually will take you up to the yurts and the cabins. Here's our dock area, which is pulled for the season. You guys see the ducks out there? Hopefully you can see them. It's not too foggy. I think there's 8 total out there. 6 that are actually in the water, and 2 that are just kind of fading out into the fog. So there's a trail that runs along right there that will take you over to ADA fishing area. we could take a walk over there. And there's trails that run all the way around the lake as well, which is a very beautiful trail. It's kind of a tricky trail to navigate sometimes. And again, there's trails that run back up that way. So if you're curious as to the name that takes you around the trail, obviously Lakeview Trail. And it runs all the way around Tuscarora State Park, or Tuscarora Lake. So I mentioned, I think you can do ice fishing here. It's a great spot for trout and bass, or at least it used to be a great spot for trout and bass. Another squirrel roaming around back there. Yellow blaze for our trail. And again, this takes you back to an ADA accessible fishing area. I think this is like a 95 or a 96 acre lake. Let me just check the brochure real quick. Pick up a pamphlet, guys. You get up to that, go up to the visitor center and pick up a pamphlet. It's attached to the map, so it works out very good. And it actually gives you the information for both Tuscarora and Locust Lake. So I found this fun little thing here. Someone put in the park right off a trail. It says, "Enjoy us, but leave us in our home." There's a little tiny gnome garden back there. That's cute. So we're coming up on that fishing area. It looks like there's 2 picnic tables and several areas for you to stand as well. It's not very far from the parking area. And again, I kind of wish you could see further out, because this is actually a very beautiful view from this little area right here. And unfortunately, the weather just isn't cooperating with us today. So there's a trail that runs up this way as well as one that runs along the lake. And again, there isn't much of a view today. See if we see anything swimming along. Should have brought my fishing pole. See if I can get anything. Last couple of times I was here, I struck out. Okay guys, so on the way back to this fishing area, I mentioned the mooring sites. There's 125 of them. You can see them behind me. There's 125 of them that are available, and 20 canoe racks that are also available. Now, to be able to rent those spots, they're available seasonal, and you have to get a mooring permit from the state park office. So make sure you stop in there, grab yourself a map, get yourself set up for the season if you're local, get yourself a mooring permit, and then you won't have to cart it with you every time you come down here. All right, I think that's gonna about wrap it up for me today. Just want to thank you guys for coming along with this very foggy, kind of warm day, I guess, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not too bad for December. But I want to thank you guys again for coming along with me on this journey.